Pulse. Welcome UNLV students to the Shotokan Karate Studies program. By now you should know you've already warmed up, you've gotten the warm-up that you feel your body needs, you're adequate for starting the program this morning. So let's go ahead and get started with our typical, quick, general warm-up. Ready? And Hajime. Ichi. Ni. San. Yon. Go. All right, warmed up good there. Let's turn to the side, bring our heels to our glutes. Good, all right. Let's go ahead and do some high knees as well. Get my workout recorded, here we go. High knees. You can do this slow, just like I'm doing. Again, just bringing your knees up. You can do it fast if you feel like kind of bouncing a little bit, working your calves a little bit. Or if you want to go slow, go slow. And yame. All right, let's come up on our toes, stretching out our calves. And yame. Very good. All right, let's go ahead and do some body hip twists. And yame. Good. Arm up, across the side, stretching out our shoulder. Good, other side. Again, don't hold these too long. Just doing dynamic stretches here. Nothing too static, nothing being held for too long. Switching over. Other side. Good. Feet just widen shoulder width. Go down, touch the floor. Go to the right. Back to center. Go to the left. Back to center. All right, make that a little wider. We're gonna go down to the right, turning up on our left heel, stretching out our hamstring. Good, now we're gonna turn to the left in a long front stance. Pushing on the quad here, pushing the knee over the toe. And down to a runner stand, or a runner stretch. Good. Back up. All right, we're gonna do everything to the other side now. Leaning to the left onto the right heel. Toes pointed up. Stretching out your hamstring. All right, let's rotate that all the way around. Good front stance, long, deep, pushing on the quad, pushing the knee out over the toe, getting a good stretch. Transition that into a runner stretch. And come back to center, come back standing. Good. Turn around, fix your gi. Back to me. Yoi. Subirachi. Free. Yoi. Seiza. Dojo-kun. 一つ人格完成に人を盛ること。一つ誠の道を守ること。一つと力の精神を養うこと。一つ礼儀を重んずること。一つ景気の湯を戒めること。Ready? That's it. よい。しばらくち。Ready? よい。Alright, so today's class we're going to do Tekki Shodan. Alright, so today's class is an advanced class. This is advanced class number 5. So we're going to be looking at an advanced kata. So the advanced kata that we're going to focus on again is Tekki Shodan. Alright, so we're going to walk through the entire kata. And this is not a very long kata. And it doesn't have too many new things that we haven't really done yet. But there are a few things that we need to take a look at. Now this entire kata is done in a kibidachi stance. Alright, so I know that may be difficult for some to kind of stay in that kibidachi. It's still somewhat difficult for me. So remember kibidachi, your feet are wider than shoulder width and they are parallel to one another, pointing forward. Okay, so your feet should be just like this. Alright, try to keep your feet from doing this. Alright, that ends up being more of a shikodachi. So you are more like this. And that tends to happen quite a bit. Alright, so just remember that as you step throughout this, step and land on the ball of your foot and then push your heel out. Alright, so you're stepping and landing on the front of your foot like here and then pushing the heel out. Right, that tends to, it's because if you step and you land on your heel, that's where you turn your foot. It's easier to turn your foot, and then you get into more of that shikodachi stance. All right, so again, if you're here in kibidachi and you're stepping, all right, let me get over here. All right, so if you're in kibidachi and you tend to step, you're going to do a lot of cross steps here. So you cross and step. Again, try to step so that you land on the ball and shift out the heel. All right, so let's practice that because that's really key to this kata is stepping in kibidachi. Now I know we've practiced this before, you probably practiced this several times in at least the intermediate classes, but let's practice stepping in kibidachi. All right, so I'm going to start here at the back of the class, work this direction, then we're going to go side to side. Again, this is key to this kata, so I want to practice this several times. Again, allowing you to practice it as much as you can. So start facing sideways. Go ahead and get into a kibidachi stance. And when we step, so I'll show you here, we're going to step just like I stepped to demonstrate. We're going to show you here, or start here. And I want you to step across with your front foot. So your front foot is going to come across. All right, this is a kosa-dachi stance. All right, where you turn again to the side, where you stepped across with your front. Your knee is basically into your calf, or your shin is in your calf at this point. Okay, you have good balance. All right, you have a good steady stance here, but this is kosa-dachi. All right, so you've probably seen this stance before. And again, if you were to cross back over the other direction, again, my shin is pushing into my calf. All right, I'm on the toes of my right foot as I move to the left, and my left foot is planted solid. All right, so let's go back to the other side. Again, here, I'm on my toes or the ball of my left foot. My right foot is planted solid and facing forward. Okay, again, shin pressing into the back of the knee, or back of the calf of your left leg. All right, so that's how kosa-dachi works. All right, so again, as we step across, We're going to do this in a 2 count. So ichi would be 1, all right? Stepping into kosodachi. Ni, you're going to step out, landing on the ball of your foot and pushing out your heel, landing in kibidachi. All right, again, feet forward, parallel to one another, and not in this shikodachi stance. Shikodachi is more comfortable, so that's why it's easier for your body to kind of get into that position. So just remember, kibidachi, there's a little bit of discomfort here as your feet are parallel now. Your knees are kind of pushing forward and down at the same time. And you should really feel this in the front of your legs. So you should kind of feel this in your shin. The muscles right there is what you should feel pressing whenever you push down in a good kibidachi stance. All right, so again, let's work this side to side, okay? And so we're gonna just go from, we'll step in both directions actually. So once we get down there, we'll step back in the other direction. So you get used to stepping left and right in kibidachi, all right? So let's go here. Find yourself in a good kibidachi stance, all right? Now we're gonna move in this direction. Ready? Ichi, ni, step, land on your heel. Again, ichi, ni, and land on your heel. Good. One more time. Ready? Ichi, ni. All right, and let's go back the other direction. Ready? Ichi, ni, ichi, ni. And one last step. Ready? Ichi, ni. Okay? And again, just check your feet with every time. And make adjustments if you have to make adjustments. Yame, sorry. Make small adjustments if you need to make those small adjustments with your feet, okay, as you go through this. Now, with the kata in particular, there is a leg movement that comes along with that. So besides just this, there is a, it's not a front kick, and it's also, in my opinion, it's more of a leg check. Again, you know, I typically do leg checks instead of kicks, but even if the alternative is not a leg check, it's not a kick either. It's just a leg raise, okay? So just be aware of that in between, all right, so after we do this, there is a leg raise with that step. So if you want to try to incorporate that, you can. Let me show you what that would look like here. All right, step across, this leg comes up and then down. Okay, and then go in the other direction. Again, you come across, up, down. All right, so that's what the kata itself looks like. Alternatively, all right, you'll see some people who do the kata like this, where they step over, this leg comes up and then down. Okay, and coming right across this way, and just up and down. But again, it's not a kick. Okay. All right, so let's practice kibidachi going from this direction to this direction, okay? All right, so we're here. All right, let's get at least 3 steps, maybe 4. Ready? Ichi, ni, ichi, ni. All right, try not to look at your feet. I know for the beginning you really should look just to make sure they're there and they're pointed in the right direction. But try to stay with your head up, okay? Ready? Ichi, ni. Then you can check your feet, okay? But try not to look down while you're stepping. All right, let's go the other direction. Ready? Ichi, ni. Look down, check your feet. Good. Ichi, ni. Look down, check your feet. I don't have enough room to make one more step, but I'll call it for you. Ready? Ichi, ni, and yame. Pulse. All right. So again, that's a really good drill. Just practice kibidachi. I know it's a very widely used stance, but not a lot of people practice the stance enough, all right, in my opinion. So again, this is just a really good way to go through it. This isn't one of those stances that you can practice standing away at the coffee machine or you know, sitting in front of the TV at night, right? So this is a stance where you need a lot of room to practice, all right? So just take some time and actually practice and work on this particular stance especially for this kata, because this kata is nothing but that stance, okay? It's just kosodachi, which I showed you, and kibidachi. That's it. That's the only two stances you're doing. So let's talk about this kata again. This kata can be performed up against a wall, with your back against a wall. That's kind of the purpose of the kata. Also, some say that it was like a horseback riding stance. I don't see how that would really work. But essentially you're like this the entire time, and you're doing things to the left and to the right. You're not really doing much forward except a couple of blocks and then a strike, or a strike punch. But, so I would say that it's a horseback riding stance. Maybe they're calling it that because you're in the horseback riding. It's not a horseback riding kata. Maybe they're saying that because you're in a horseback riding stance the entire time, but it's definitely a kata that you can be doing up against a wall and not fall into the wall and not step away from the wall, because everything is going from left to right. All right. So I'm going to do this entire kata for you so you can see what it looks like, and then we're going to break it down into sections. Okay. So you're going to start here in Shizentai. I'll go ahead and call kata, and I'll go ahead and go through the entire thing without calling anything, without doing numbers or anything like that, just so you can see what the kata looks like. Ready? Tekki Shodan. All right, so that is the entire kata. Now the long kata, right? So it's just you starting in one place, you move to the right, you move back to the left, you move back to the right, and you finish. And some of it is repeating, right? What you do to the right, you do to the left, and vice versa, okay? So let's break this down into sections. All right, so, well, yeah, starting the kata. Just like any kata, we start at Shizentai, we go through protocol, right? This is one of the katas that instead of moving so with most katas, you tend to move, the first leg that you move is the first leg you're going to move in the kata, okay? What do I mean? So let's look at Tekki Shodan. You're here, you bow, okay? You move your left leg to your right leg to bow. Come back. What's the first leg you move in the kata? Your left leg. Okay. Heian Nidan, Heian Sandan, Heian Yangdan. All of those kata are the same. You move your left leg to your right leg and back, and then you move your left leg first. Okay. Tekki Shodan is different. We start here, we move our left leg to bow and for protocol, but you don't announce kata until you come to here. Now you announce kata. You move your right leg to your left leg, and you're not moving your right leg first. So the first leg you're moving is your left to step into kosodachi. All right, so I don't want that to confuse you. I don't want you to look into that too deeply. Again, you're here, you go through regular protocol, you come to here and call kata, Tekki Shodan. But you've moved your right leg to your left leg. Okay, so remember that. That's a key part of doing this kata, is you have to move your right leg to your left leg. Okay? All right, so we've done that, right? We've gone through protocol. We're here, our feet are together. Okay, Haisukudachi. Your feet are together, pointing forward. Hands, your left hand is over top of your right hand. Okay, You can put your hands down like this. Sometimes I tend to throw my thumbs out there like this, but you can put, your hands should be down just like this. All right, shoulders relaxed. Call kata, Tekki Shodan. And then you're gonna look to the right. That's the first place that you're moving, is to the right. So you have an opponent to the right, okay? So the first thing you're gonna do is get into kosodachi, okay? Your knees are bent, you're down low, you're on the ball of your foot, of your left foot, and you're gonna step and do that leg check that I talked about. This to the right. At the same time, when this foot lands, you're doing haishu-uke. All right? So let's look at that again. So this is part of section 1. Okay? So we're here. We're protocol. We've announced kata from here. Our first move is kosodachi, leg check, and then you throw your haishu-uke. Okay? Left hand in hikite, right hand in haishu-uke. From here, you're just going to do a enpi-uchi, elbow strike. Your hands come down into the cup and saucer, right? So this is actually called kosugamai, or koshigamai. So I tend to call it cup and saucer, but the actual Japanese term for it is koshigamai. All right, so you've done your elbow strike. You come down into koshigamai. All right, you look back to the left, down block, get them right down block, okay? And then you do a tagaizuki. All right, all while looking to the left. All right, so let's look at that as section 1. Section 1 is just moving to the right. All right, so that's going to be our beginning section. So again, we're here. We've called kata and begin. So hajime, we look right. Kosugamai, or sorry. We're here. We look to the right. Kosodachi, leg check, down, haishu-uke. Wait a moment, like a 1-2 count. Elbow strike, cup and saucer, gedan barai, tagaizuki. All while looking to the left, because we're going to move left now. All right, so let's go through that a couple more times. Instead of me calling out each technique this time, I'm just going to call it by the numbers. All right, so, and remember, the haishu-uke should be thrown synchronously at the same time as your foot lands in this, in kibidachi. Okay, so just remember that. All right, here we are. Ready? And hajime. Ichi, ni, san, shi, go, roku, shichi. Alright, so that is section 1. We're going to go through it a couple more times because I know it's complex. Alright, so again, I'm going to start here. I'm going to count it out for us again. Ready? Going to look right and when you begin. So you're here and you've called kata. Alright, so look right and then we're going to step into kosodachi. So stepping is step 1. Okay, so look right and ichi, ni, san, shi, go, roku, shichi. Okay? All right. Let me slow that down for you one more time. So we're going to go a little slower, and then we'll get back to a normalized speed. Okay? So here. Ready? And look. Ichi, ni, san, shi, go, roku, shichi. And before you step out of your stance, look down. Are you in kibidachi? Are your feet flat and parallel? Are they pointing forward? Okay, something you should always be aware of, or be aware of as much as possible in this kata. Are your feet parallel and facing forward? Okay, it's going to be something that you're going to work on. It's constantly something that you have to work on. It's constantly something that I have to work on. Okay, just try to make sure your feet are parallel and pointing forward. All right. All right, so let's try it again. This time, just a little bit faster. Okay, the speed will come. All right, so just like I say with most kata, right? Slow is smooth and smooth is fast. Okay, go slow. It looks really smooth. Smooth will become fast. Okay, when you're doing it slowly, it's very smooth. The smoother you are, the faster you become. All right, so there's that haishu-uke, and this is something that you can practice, all right? Because it's just haishu-uke, elbow, drop, block, punch. All right, that's fairly simple. It's just, that way you're not really having to get into the stance as much, but just being here and standing up. Okay, haishu-uke, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's just do that a couple times. All right, haishu-uke, elbow, drop, block, punch. Haishu-uke, elbow, drop, block, punch. Okay? That's all that you're doing, all right? You're just doing it to the right and you're doing it in a kibadachi stance, all right? And before that is that leg raise, okay? So coming out of kosadachi, you're throwing that right leg up and landing it in kibadachi, all right? Let's look at it a couple more times. We'll do this 2 more times for section 1, and then we'll start looking at section 2. So, all right, here, looking right, and ichi, ni, san, shi, go, roku, shichi. All right, so I lost my balance a little bit there. Again, synchronicity is key. Whenever you land this, your haishu-uke should be out or definitely on its way out. All right, so again, you're looking for synchronicity with this and this. Okay, again, now we're gonna do it 2 more times. Ready? Look right. Ichi, ni, san, shi, go, roku, shichi. All right, again, that's the tempo that you want to go. You don't have to go that speed, okay? But you do want that tempo. All right, so again here, and hajime, look right. Ichi, ni, san, shi, go, roku, shichi. Okay? All right. So rewind that section, replay it a few times until you really feel comfortable going through that. All right, drill that, going to the right. Okay, because now we're gonna go to the left. All right, so what's that look like? All right, Tagaizuki is where we ended. All right, section 1. All right, and we're looking to the left. Section 2 starts with your crossover, up, landing in an uchi-uke. Okay, let's look at that again. Tagaizuki. So you're staying in Tagaizuki. Cross over. As the leg comes up, you're transitioning and landing with that uchi-uke. All right, and looking forward. Because you're now looking forward as someone who's moving or coming at you from the front. All right. So again, here, Tagaizuki. So, ichi, ni, san. Okay. Again, we know uchi-uke is grabbing that screwdriver from your tool belt, stabbing it into the wall. A little bit of hip twist, but you're in kibadachi. All right. So, and you still have that leg check, other leg. Let's look at it again. Ready? Here. And hajime. Ichi, ni, san. All right. So this is just the beginning of section 2. I don't want you to think, oh, that's easy. Section 2 is simple. That's just the beginning of section 2. All right. So there's that uchi-uke is where you end that portion of section 2. Let's look at it again. Ready? Here. And hajime. Ichi, ni, san. Again, are you still in kibadachi? Are your feet parallel and pointing forward? A key part of the kata. Okay, let's look at it one more time, and then we'll go to the next portion of that section. So Kibidachi, Tegaizuki, ready? Ichi, ni, son. Okay, good Kibidachi stance, good block. This is son, so this is 3. Okay, so from this block, you're going to do around your head and come down with your elbow on your fist. All right. This is, it's a block punch. It's actually called ukezuki. So it is a block punch, right? Because it looks like soto uriuke, but it also looks like an uriken uki, or uriken uchi. So it looks like soto uriuke and uriken uchi. So uchi, uke is what this is. So from the block here, you can stand here and practice this. So this is your uchi uke, all right? Soto uriuke and uriken uchi. Around, down. Okay? You stand a little bit more in front of you. All right, so this is your uchi uke. Around, down. Okay, slowly. Around, down. Again, here. Around and down. Again. Around, down. All right, do it with me. Ready? This is you're here. Ichi, ni. And again. Ichi, ni. Ichi, ni. Okay. All right. So let's practice section 2 from the beginning a couple of times. All right. So let me see. I'm trying to think. Do I want to call that the end of section 2? I don't. All right. I want the entire section 2 to be the entirety of moving to the left. When we come back to the right, we'll do section 3. Okay. So section 2 is a long section. All right. So I'm going to give you that. It's a long section. All right. So let's start here in Kibidachi, Tegaizuki. So we're going to go through the uchi uke and the uchi ude, or the uke zuki. All right, so the uki zuki and the uchi uke. All right, so here and hajime. Ichi, ni, son, shi. Okay. Gonna do it a couple more times. All right. Here, Tegaizuki looking left, ready? And hajime. Ichi, ni, son, shi. Okay. Let's do it a couple more times before I introduce another new technique. All right, so let's go here. Tegaizuki, ready? And hajime. Ichi, ni, son. All right, now me. 2 more times. And now at the end of this, with all this Kibidachi, you're gonna feel it in your heels. You're gonna feel it in your ankles. Okay, so a lot of good warm up. Anytime you're gonna do Tegaizuki is to kind of take your foot and just work it. Work that ankle, all right? Same thing on this side, really work that ankle, all right? A lot of stomping and stamping here with this kata as you move left and right, and when you come up here, all right, for your haishu ukes and things like that. So work the bottoms of your feet, okay? Just kind of taking your knuckles, pounding them into the sole of your foot, all right? Kind of get that woken up, get the blood really flowing in your feet, all right? All right, so again, here, Kibidachi, Tegaizuki, and hajime. Ichi, ni, son, shi. And good Kibidachi, close, okay? Yame. All right, so let me go ahead and add some things here. So believe that was 4, right, where we landed here in our uke-zuki, all right? So a new thing that we're going to add now. This, maybe you saw what I did at the beginning. It's called the little kick. This is Hidari Namagashi. It's this and this. Okay, so practice that with me a few times. Landing in kibidachi after each foot movement. Okay, your heel is coming up to like touch your inner thighs. Okay, here, like this. Okay, and landing in kibidachi. When your feet come back down, they're still in kibidachi. All right, so again here and here. Okay, try that a few times. All right, get this really in. So, and what's happening here is this could be a sweep you're avoiding. So someone is standing here and they're doing a low leg kick to try to sweep you off of that kibidachi that you're in. Or they have a bow or a staff and they're trying to sweep your legs out from under you because you're in this kibidachi stance. So what are you doing? I'm avoiding that. Comes again from this side. I'm avoiding that. All right, so that's what this is, okay? Again, it's Hidari Namagashi. Put that down here for you. So again, you're here in kibidachi, and you try it with each leg because you do it with both legs. Okay, so left leg up, right leg up. And try to land in kibidachi. Okay, again, how do you land in kibidachi? Land on the ball of your foot and push your heel out. So here, and do that. Look left, look right. Look left when you do the left, look right when you do the right. Look left, look right. Kibidachi. Yes. All right. So when you do that, you're here. So you've done this. You've done this uke-zuki. All right. So when you do the one to the left and you land, you're striking here. And then you do the one to the right. So you're here, and you come here. All right, so it's here, here. 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, and again, you do that when you're doing these two little kicks. I guess maybe I shouldn't call them kicks because they're kick avoidance, or I mean, I guess I could just call them by their name, the Hidari Namagashi, but that's what's happening. All right, so you're here, all right, you have this uke-zuki in place, looking left, 1, looking right, 2. Okay, so your right hand doesn't do anything, it doesn't move from its position. Your left does 1 and 2. All right. And again, get the look right. Where are you looking and when are you looking in that place? You have to see the opponent coming. You're not psychic, so you have to see the opponent coming before you make each technique. So again, you're here. Look left. 1, 2. Height. Okay, this approximately shoulder height. This one is going to be lower because you're having to extend it out further. All right, so it should be lower than your shoulder. It shouldn't be up here. It will be lower than your shoulder here. But this kata relies on a lot of hip movement from kibidachi. All right, here and here. Okay, because you're this uke-zuki here. 1, you turn your hand over as you're rotating. 1, 2, and back over. Here, 1. Turn, 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 strike. Right? You're still striking hammer fist, you're still striking Tetsui-uchi. Right? You're here, so how do you strike there? How do you strike it over here? You have to rotate your hand. Okay? Alright, so we're going to add this now to section 2. Just doing section 2. Okay? Let's go slow count. Tagai-zuki. Ready? And Hajime. 1, 2, 3, 4. Look left. Go. Rook. And Sichi is this double punch, this double strike. Right, so, and this This is called Maroto Zuki. All right, so this is a double. This arm is kind of a Tegai Zuki, all right, but it's extended out further, and you're not pointing your arm down so much. And this arm is out all the way. Okay, so that it's not quite all of section 2. I hate to break that to you. That's not all of section 2. Section 1 is simple, right? We got section 1. Let's do section 1 again, just to practice section 1. Here, this is just section 1. Ready? Ichi, ni, son, shi, go, ro, sichi. Okay? You got section 1. Section 1 is fairly easy. It's fairly simple. You're only counting to 6. Right? Okay. 6. Section 2 is a little more complex, right? There's a lot to do here in section 2. So, section 2, let's start with Tegai Zuki and do section 2 up to the point that we know. Ready? Here, and Hajime. Ichi, ni, son, shi, go, roku, sichi. All right, so that is a lot of section 2. Good news, what comes next is basically a repeat of what you've done to the right, but you're on the left side. Okay, so some of this stuff is going to be familiar. But before we get there, let's put section 1 and 2 together. Okay, so here, we've gone through protocol. Now we know it's called Tekki Shodan. And I'm going to go slow and I'm going to count it out for us. Ready? Ichi, ni, son, shi, go, roku, sichi, hachi, kyu, ju, ichi, ni, son, shi. All right, got me? Okay, so that's section 1 and 2 put together, all right, but not all of section 2, not quite. All right, so let's look at this from here. Okay, we're here. All right, so this is your Maroto Zuki. Here, okay, your left hand is going to come underneath your right, all the way to your armpit, and come out slow haishu, okay? Your right hand goes back into hikite. Now what are you going to do? You're going to repeat what you did over here. Elbow strike, cup and saucer, down block, Tegai Zuki. That's good news, right? That's the end of section 2. We've now moved to the right for section 1. We moved to the left for section 2. We're getting ready to move back to the right for section 3. Good, right? Okay, so now let's go through let's go through just section 2. All right, just section 2. Up to this point, we're going to do it up to this point twice, and then I'm going to go through the slow portion of the last part of section 2. All right, so get ready. Kibidachi, Tegai Zuki. This is just section 2. Ready? Ichi, ni, son, shi, go, roku, sichi. Okay? Good. Let's do it one more time. Tegai Zuki. And ichi, ni, son, shi, go, roku, sichi. All right, and just something to point out here is after you're on this side, you do drop your hands into that cup and saucer again. All right, so you're doing that koshi-gamai again. Drop to the cup and saucer, then the double punch. Okay, so there is that brief here, drop here. Okay, drop. Let that drive this turn, right? Because we're just, again, it's a hip twist. You're in Kibidachi, hands drop. So your hips are kind of pointed this way, here, shifting to here, okay? Here to here, here to here, okay? All right, remember, this has a lot of hip shifts, a lot of hip twists that give power to each of your strikes, blocks, elbow strikes, things like that in this particular kata, okay? So let's go through section 1 and section 2 together, all right? Then we're going to look at that last portion of section 2. Okay. All right. So let's get here. Feet together, hands in place. Call kata Tekki Shodan. And I'm going to count it out. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, go! Alright, so now let's start that double punch. Okay, again, this is here, coming under, so your hand is going to go flat, sweeping under to your armpit slowly, coming out, and Haishiuke, your right arm goes to Hikite. And repeat what we did on the right to the left. Okay? Impiuchi, Koshi Gamai, Gate on the right down block, Tagaizuki. Alright? That's all section 2. We've done section 2 now. Alright? So again, kind of like I said at the beginning, what you do to the right, okay, you come back to the left and do again. So again, you get a little bit of repeat, you get a little bit of, okay, I know this part because I know this part, I know this part because I know this part. Okay, and another good section coming, right, because we're going to repeat what we did when we moved left, we're going to now repeat it when we go to the right. And you can see that when you saw me do the kata at the beginning of the class, right? So let's go through just section 2, all right, all the way through, right? And again, I'm going to count it out. So just section 2 all the way through. So get in your Kibidachi, Tagaizuki, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, go! Roku, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And yame. All right, that's all section 2. Section 2 is done now. That portion that we just did right there, that's just section 2. Let's do it 2 more times. All right, let's just do section 2 2 more times. All right, then go through the entire thing, section 1 and section 2. We're going to have another class after this, all right, where we're just going to go through Tekki Shodan again, but we're going to add section 3, and then we're going to practice this kata over and over and over. All right. Right now, today's class, section 1, section 2. I want you to make sure we're getting these down. Section 1, section 2, tying them together, staying in Kibidachi, all right, getting your timing and your tempo down. All right, these are all important things in the kata. I'm going to show you the kata at least twice before we end class today, because I want you to watch the tempo and the timing. So again, you can watch that and then rewind and do this class again, going through each one of those sections, working on your tempo and your timing. All right, so let's go through the entire kata that we know. Section 1 and section 2. Ready? I'm going to count it for us again. Okay? All right. Feet together, hands together. Tekki Shodan. And Hajime. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 4, go. 6, 7, 8, 9. And yame. That's the tempo that you want. That's the timing that you want. Now I did slow down once or twice, a little bit too much for a normal kata to go through that normal kata. But for the most part, that is the timing and tempo that you want. Okay? The slow portions are the slow portions, the fast portions are the fast portions. I'm going to go through it again. I'm still going to do the proper timing and tempo, so if you're having trouble keeping up, that's okay. I'm going through the proper timing and tempo that you would typically have if you're going through this kata. Okay, so again, feet together, hands in front, call kata, Tekki Shodan, and Hajime, Ichi, Ni, Son, Shiko, Roku, Shichi, Hachi, Kyu, Ju, Ich, Ni, Son, Shi, Go, Roku, Shichi, Hachi, Kyu. And Yame. Check your feet. Staying in Kibidachi. Are we still parallel? Alright. Head movement, again, is a key portion of this kata. When you're looking left, it's because something happened to the left. When you're looking right, you're either preparing or something is happening to the right. So you can't do it to Gaizuki looking this way, you're looking straight ahead. Right? You're looking over here to where it's happening. Gate arm right down block. You're not still looking over here when you perform that block. You're looking where it's happening, right? So just remember that. Hip twist, head movement are important in this kata. All right, so let's go through the kata again. This time I'm going to go through it slowly. All right, so timing's out the window now. Going through, counting each step properly. Let's just go through the kata, all right? All right, feet together, hands together. Check time. A few more minutes, like I said. So here, call kata, Tekki Shodan. Gonna go slow. Ready? Ichi, Ni, Son, Shi, Go, Roku, Shichi, Hachi, Kyu, Ju, Ichi, Ni, Son, Shi, Go, Roku, Shichi, Hachi. Okay? Alright, hopefully you feel pretty good about that. Hopefully, at this point, you've gotten this section 1 down, you've gotten section 2 down. Maybe you don't have timing down. That's perfectly fine. What I want you to focus on in this class is the Kihon techniques. Do I have everything down from the beginning all the way through section 2? Am I staying in Kibidachi? Am I moving my head properly? Am I moving my hips properly? Am I throwing these techniques the proper way, right? In Kibidachi, this you can practice standing in front of the television at home. This you can practice while you're waiting for that coffee to drip in the morning. Okay, 1. Okay, this, this, this. I'm not moving at all. My hips are moving. My head is looking in the proper direction, left and right, for each technique. All right? Am I staying in Kibidachi? Of course, I'm not moving. So get in a good Kibidachi stance where you feel, right? So again, the more you stand in Kibidachi, the more your muscles will kind of remember how it feels to be in this stance. So when you're out of it, you're like, oh, my ankle is not as uncomfortable as it normally is. I must not be in Kibidachi. Nope. Looking down at your foot, you're kind of in the Shikodachi. Your foot's kind of pointed out. It should be here. Now I feel level. Now I feel more stable in my stance. Am I looking down? Oh, okay. I am in Kibidachi now. So again, these are just things that your body will feel over time when you practice and you do things repetitively, right? The rule of 10,000. Okay, so again, get in Kibidachi stance, okay, and go through the kata without moving. So we land here, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, okay, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So if you don't want to do the small, I keep calling them kicks, but they're not. But if you don't want to do the Hidari Namigashi, if you don't want to do this part while you practice this, that's all right. Just do the part that you, just do these. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'll do it on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is something you can easily do and easily practice repetitively over and over and over without putting in too much effort. All right, Haishuuke, Empi, Koshi, Geiran, Tagai. All right, Haishu, Empi. Okay, you don't have to name each technique as you're going through it. You can silently go through it, count, whatever you want to do. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Did I miss something there? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 is actually throwing the high shoe, okay. But when you're on the left side, it's going slowly, right? Because you're coming from here and putting it out there like this. Instead of here, you're landing and throwing it at the same time. So, again, get in that Kibidachi stance. Make your ankles uncomfortable. All right, make your ankles uncomfortable. You're going to feel it. You're going to feel it, okay? Kibidachi is one of those stances that the more you practice at it, the better you get at it, and the muscle memory starts to become a part of your flow and a part of your framework, right? Again, you know when you're in Kibidachi because your feet and ankles feel it. Yes, I'm in Kibidachi now, okay? So let's go through the kata 2 more times before we wrap up today. Again, not through the entire kata. Section 1 and section 2. First time I'm going to go by the numbers, I'm going to count with the proper timing and tempo. The second time, I want you to do it on your own, okay? Do as much as you can on your own. Look at me if you have to, but try to do this one on your own, okay? Let's start here. Well, actually, because I mentioned at the beginning, this is one of those that you move your right foot to your left. Let's practice that. So your in Shizentai, we go through normal protocol. And before we call kata, we step into proper position. Moving your right foot to your left foot, call kata. Tekki Shodan. And hajime. Looking right. Ichi, ni, son, shi, go, roku. Seichi, hachi, kyu, ju. Ichi, ni, son, shi, go. 6, 7, 8, 9. Got me? All right. So I was a little off to the side for that. So I'm going to start here this time. So that hopefully I finish a little bit more in front of you. But this time, own pace, your own speed and pace. But remember the tempo. All right. You can go at your own speed and pace, right? You can still move at a slower speed if you need to, but the tempo is what's important. All right, so just remember the tempo and kind of try to stick with me on tempo as much as you can. All right, so we're going to start here. Call kata, Tekki Shodan, and your own speed and pace. Hajime. Amen. All right. So the one thing I didn't mention there is your ki point. So your ki point is that Maroto Zuki, that double fist punch. Okay. That is your ki point. All right. So just because I haven't mentioned it, and probably because you didn't do it either, let's do it again. Okay. Remember, that's how we end this class today. That's how we end. No, it's not, because we did this and we went through the rest. So that's my mistake. Okay, so what we did here, we should have gone through the remainder, starting to look back to the right, which we didn't do. So let's go through that again. All right, so we'll start here, go through the entire section 1 and the entire section 2. And I'm talking to myself. Okay, ready? Tekki Shodan, and your own speed and pace. Hajime. Os. Give you a moment. Stay in Kibidachi whenever you're done. And Yame. Okay, check your feet. Are you in a pretty good Kibidachi? Are you in a slight Shikodachi? Okay. Again, just things to keep in mind as you go through this kata. It is not easy to stay in Kibidachi, as I said at the beginning of class. It's not easy to stay in Kibidachi. Your muscles remember. So practice Kibidachi as much as you can. All right? So that's all I have for class today. Again, our next class, we're going to finish the kata. So we're going to go through section 3. Then we're going to put it all together. And we're going to do it several times. And we're going to work on flow. And we're going to work on timing and tempo. Okay? So let's come back here. Subidachi. Right? Yoi. Seiza. All right, and for today's meditation, obviously I want you to go through the kata that you know up to this point. Tekki Shodan. Go through section 1 in its entirety. Go through section 2 in its entirety. Ready? Mokuso. Mokuso yame. Senten yare. Tate. Subidachi. Right? Yoi. Os. All right. Thank you all for joining me for this advanced class on Tekki Shodan. Again, this is just part 1. So part 2, we're going to finish up this kata. We're going to go through it together. We're going to finish learning it together and go through it several times. All right. Again, my name is Justin. Thank you for joining me for this class.